I know the Archons want to believe, they want us to believe that we are powerless to this matrix, but that's what they want us to believe. And that is how they work. That is how they work. That is how they have their power. They paint a picture. They, we have thoughts and feelings about the picture that they painted, and these thoughts and feelings lead to beliefs, and therefore we are the ones that lock it into place and create it in the here and now reality. We don't realize that we are the ones doing that. We are telling ourselves that it's these beings that have all this power, but that's a belief that we're invested in. Whether we invest in it through negative feelings or whether we invest in it through positive feelings, it doesn't matter. The fact that we invest in it at all is what gives them that power. And it takes a lot of courage to not buy into it. It takes a lot of courage to not buy into it, because you're not only, you know, going up against a very strong inertia of the collective grids, but you're also going up against the inertia held in place with your ancestors. Okay, it's really strong, and you are risking, subconsciously risking being exiled, which in the past would translate as death. Okay, because in the past you had to survive in tribes, because that's just how you navigate this realm. So when we go against our ancestors, so to speak, right? If we go against the beliefs, the things that are held sacred, the things that are, that are the have tos, we are pretty much challenging a system that often results in exiling people, that translate to death. So it's not a small thing that I'm talking about. This is a big thing. This is a very big piece within our subconscious that keeps us going with the program, even though we know it's a program that we shouldn't be going with. Okay, there's a lot to this. But this is why we do the pieces that we know to do, and the more you do them, they accumulate. So as you start doing your personal work, you start to recognize, what is my ego driver, what is actually the truth. That's the biggest piece. That's the hardest piece, really. What is the voice of your ego driver versus what is the voice of your inner truth? You know, I worked decades to work that one out. It took me a long time. But now that I got it, it's something I treasure, and I'm not ever, 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 ever going to give that up. Right? Ever. Which, makes it challenging if I'm with somebody who wants to go against it. You know what I mean? It's like there's no room for that. So family members, friends that can't accept the different levels of truth that I come to within myself, there's no room for that relationship in my life, because I choose the truth. If I can be in my truth and be in relationship with you, then it's great. But if I'm not allowed to be in my truth when I'm in relationship with you, it's not going to last. You're not even going to be in my outer circle. It's like there's no room. And it's not that you have to buy my truth. You have to be okay with me buying my truth, right? And I doing that, accept and provide space for you to be in your truth. Okay, whatever stage that might be in. This is important, because this is how the freedom we unravel each other and facilitate things for each other. But it takes a really evolved sense of self to be at peace with that, because most people, and this is so disturbing for me, most people don't want the truth. They want validation that their current belief is the truth. And that is one of the biggest poisons of humanity. And this is why spiritual practices don't work for most people, because they want validation that their current belief is what's real, instead of using their spiritual practice to get to the truth here. Okay. And of course, it's because that has been incepted. It's been incepted. There are beings that are desperate and they're pulling out all the stops. They're desperate. They're pulling out all the stops to make sure that we don't wake up. Because once we wake up, they can't commodify our life force energy anymore. So this inception happens on many layers, many nesting doll layers. So waking up is not an easy affair. Waking up is quite dangerous for people. It's pretty much guaranteeing that your life is going to be difficult for a while. Waking up, okay? Waking up is not something that's easy. That's like, think about the whole Matrix movie. And before he took the red pill, his idea was he was going to wake up to the truth and he'll know the truth. But then he woke up to the truth, and that's where his life really began. Right? That's where the real trials and tribulations began. So that's the idea here. It's like waking up to the truth that's not the end of the story. It's really the beginning of the story. And it's the beginning of you reclaiming your energy from this reality so you can continue to pass through this reality